what'd you make about, what we saw some of these new hires be able to get done here with very, very little time? And, we talked earlier about it's the first full class that we should really judge you by. It's still a recruiting class that you got to put your name to. So what really stood out from some of those guys?
Yeah, Chip, I think there's really kind of a split here. The coaches who were big name coaches before were able to, I think, kind of transport some of their relationships that they had existing, and were able to take some of those guys, right? So Lincoln Riley to USC, they're certainly not done, but a lot of those guys who were committed to him at Oklahoma, I think, will likely end up at USC. Mario Cristobal was recruiting Nigel Kelly, the defensive end out of Fort Lauderdale Dillard, when he was at Oregon, and Kelly was on the record of saying, hey, if Oregon wasn't 5,000 miles away, that's probably not a totally accurate number of miles, but if it wasn't so far away, I'd probably be at Oregon. And lo and behold, Mario goes to Miami, and he's all of a sudden in Kelly's backyard, and he ends up getting Nigel Kelly. They get Wesley Basaint. So I think if your school hired a really big name who is like a very active recruiter and like the lead recruiter on some of these guys, like a Lincoln Riley or like a Cristobal is, they were able to kind of import some of those dudes. Florida, on the other hand, I think they did a good job today. They got Devin Moore, they got Kamari Wilson, but most of the people who Napier was recruiting at Louisiana are not going to be takes at Florida. And so he was out there saying, hey, I'm going to do this very slowly. I'm not going to load up on guys, which, again, I don't call it research, but like the data I gathered shows that these early signing period classes in the transition period, so if you're a brand new coach, they fall apart pretty regularly. So I think that's probably smart to go a little more portal heavy early for Napier and sell playing time next year. Don't throw a whole bunch of spots to high schoolers right now who you may not be sure about. You don't have a full coaching staff yet. LSU, kind of a mixed bag, right? Brian Kelly is absolutely a big name. LSU still has a good class, but they're 18th right now. They only have 13 commits. I'm sure they'll go a little more portal heavy. They still have some targets left on the board. They do have 2 5-stars. They kept quarterback Walker Howard. Again, he was kind of flirting with Notre Dame when Orgeron was fired, but maybe not quite the buzz down there that Cristobal and Lincoln Riley got at their respective schools. And some staffs with assistants were also pretty effective here.